It's now time for the news. My name is Paa Kwasi Schandorf. Pray for the country to get a government that works in the interest of citizens. That's the appeal from the national chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Asiedu Nketia. The leader of the opposition party on Sunday led a delegation of executives and other supporters of the NDC to worship with congregants of the Perez Chapel International to offer thanksgiving to God for what the party describes as a successful 10th National Delegates Congress.
Archbishop, we are very, very thankful for your prayers and for your courage and truthfulness to stand up and speak for the nation and not for any sectional interest. We want to continue to plead with the Archbishop and the congregation to continue praying for us so we can get through the next phase of the exercise. And to pray again, not for NDC to come to power, but pray for this country so that we get the government that we need. God has given us choices, so we have control over what we choose. But our choices come along with consequences. God has not given us the power to determine the consequences of our bad choices. So there are times where you make a bad choice, you must suffer the bad consequences. And that is where you get, people say you get the government you deserve. We are praying that the Lord will give Ghana the government that we need and not the government that we deserve because of our wrong choices.
Now, the Director General of the National Development Planning Commission, Nana Kojo Mensah Brampa, wants churches and the younger generation to fashion out programs and support systems for the aged in the country. He says Christianity is not about amassing wealth and continuing to take money from the aged in the churches without the requisite support system to help them. He was speaking at a party for the aged mothers and pregnant women at the Jukwa Krobo in the Central Region.
The Director General of the National Development Planning Commission, Nana Kojo Mensah Brampa, says it is important to emulate the spirit of sharing, especially with the vulnerable in the Ghanaian society. According to him, it is time for churches and the younger generation to put proper systems in place to protect and support the aged population. He believes Christianity is not about amassing wealth and keeping it to themselves, but about sharing with others. He was happy the Reverend Father decided to share his little with mothers and pregnant women.
It is an example for all of us Christians that it is not a matter of, amassing wealth and then keeping it for yourself, but being able to share is the major thing about Christianity. And particularly for those who cannot afford the aged and children. Because a lot of these people, during the time that they had the strength, toiled. But they've come to a point in their life that they cannot provide for themselves. So it behoves us. And I think it should be the responsibility, not only for Father David, but also for the church. And I think if all the churches in this country can do that, it will be a very good example and a mark for Christianity. Unfortunately, we take that advantage to be the time that we take it from the congregations. We take all the monies, and at the end of the day, we take it away. Including those who are poor, including those who contributed their widow's mite. But I think that sharing with others will be something that, if our God has to be up with us today, that will be an example that He's bringing to us as people of God.
The rector of the Immaculate Heart of Mary grew to Ajokwa Krobo in the Catholic Archdiocese of Cape Coast, Reverend Father David Obin Paintil organized a party. The Behold Thy Mother Foundation by Reverend Father David Paintil donated assorted items to the aged mothers and pregnant women at the party as a form of support and appreciation for the sacrifices they make for their children.
My motivation is that mothers go through a lot. They go through a lot of challenges during the 9 months of pregnancy, during the time of labor, and most especially child upbringing, parenthood. So parenthood is something that mothers do it in a special way. Even though our fathers are the breadwinners of the home, the sacrifices mothers make, I think, surpasses everything. And I believe that we needed to have a special ministry towards our mothers. And so on my 10th anniversary as a priest, I established a foundation called Behold Thy Mother Foundation. And the purpose was to support aged mothers and also pregnant women. I want to recommend this to all other ministers, pastors, priests to take it up so that they take special care of the aged. In fact, my heart desire in the future is that we have a special health care center or hospital for the aged and for pregnant mothers. Free services, free of charge, state-of-the-art health center or hospital so that their health will be taken care of.
Some aged mothers, pregnant women, and beneficiaries of the donation expressed their gratitude to the Reverend Father for the kind gesture. Abdallah Osman's reports for Joy News.
Now, former Member of Parliament for Jomoro, Samia Nkrumah, says that African leaders should have focused more on how to become self-reliant after gaining independence from their colonial masters. Speaking at the Black Star Line Summit organized at the Accra International Conference Center, the daughter of Ghana's first president hinted at plans to establish a coconut factory as she narrated how she witnessed the carton of coconuts from her municipality to the ports for exportation without any value addition.
I mean, the task of Africans becoming self-reliant has been one of their quests since independence. And if you read Pan-Africanist leaders like our father and several others, immediately after independence, after political independence, the first thing we needed to tackle was how to achieve our economic emancipation, how to reverse our conditions of, as Shaka was saying, instead of just sending our raw materials for other countries to build up their industries, what we must do here is to build up our local industries right where we are and build up our skills and everything that would support a budding manufacturing industry. Now, where I come from in the Western region, I come from a municipal district that I believe, I stand corrected, but I believe it's one of the, if not the greatest producer of that precious nut, the coconut fruit. And when you stand on some elevated plots of land, you can see waves and waves of coconut trees in abundance. But I remember when I first arrived there over 10 years ago, I would see trucks, many trucks just passing by, leaving the district full of coconut fruits. And I remember thinking, where is it going? Where is all this going? And I'll be told it's going to the port, It's going inland to another country, then it will be sold on the international market. It's going, it's going, it's going. It never stayed. The fruit never remained where it grew. And I've been thinking that, well, if I get the opportunity, one day, I'm going to set up a coconut processing plant or factory that can produce some of the many products, byproducts of that fruit. Like you can get the oil, and God knows, we all know how beneficial, medicinal even, coconut oil is.
Now, residents of Bimsi and surrounding communities in the Mamprusi West municipality of the Northeast region are asking government to complete the construction of a health post in the area under the self-help initiative launched 3 years ago by the communities. Community members agreed to put their communal resources together for the construction of the facility. However, the project is yet to begin due to financial constraints. Correspondent Ilyasu Tanko now reports.
The annual homecoming event of the development clubs in the Bimsi, Sandanfong and Sanyo communities came off. The three communities in the West Mamprusi municipality have come together to find a lasting solutions to their economic and social problems through a series of self-help initiatives. The homecoming event has often been used as an opportunity for the leadership of the association to account to members of the communities for how their resource contributions were utilized. After a long week of activities, including a cleanup exercise and a free medical screening, the event was climaxed with a derby at the premises of the Power of God Primary School in Bimsi. The derby was attended by the chiefs, people and well-wishers of the three communities. For the past 3 years, the association has been taking financial contributions to help build a health post to address the health needs of the people. The three communities, with a combined population of nearly 9,000, are without a healthcare facility, a situation forcing the residents to often depend on quacks and unauthorized outfit for medical treatment. The president of the association, Wuni Drisu, in his presentation of the progress report of the association, informed the gathering that land and other materials had been secured for the construction of the project to begin. The association's organizer, Dr. Zakaria Isahaku, spoke on the need for a health post and asked for more contributions.
Bimsi happens to be one of the oldest communities. We have a population more than 12,000. And you are aware that under the chief's policy, every community that has 3,000 people are supposed to have a chief's compound where the people can go there to access minimal care. So we think that duty bearers, like we have the regional minister, the MP, and all the DC, and all the other government officials who are present here, we think that this is the right time for this community to own a health post.
The derby was also graced by political figures, including the regional minister, the member of parliament, and some DCs. The municipal chief executive, Arabia Osumolaki, in his response revealed that the assembly has decided to fully finance the construction of the project.
The assembly will be constructing a health center in Bimsi here, where the facility will also be furnished in 2023. And I must tell the people that they should come together. I heard they are also contributing to support the project. They should also come out. Together, we can make it. I also want to inform the people that there's a plan to open Bimsi Schandorf rules. And everybody should be ready and get prepared. I don't have any compensation. Nobody should come to you for compensation, but I will create the rules. I only need the blessings of the chiefs, the youth, and all opinion leaders here to make sure that we put Bimsi into its proper perspective.
The MP of the area, Hajia Lareba Buduzueretu, lamented about the menace of Kayai and encouraged parents to send their children to school. The regional minister, Idana Zakari, who himself is a native of Bimsi, urged members of the three communities to continue to work together.
Community development is not just about an individual, it's about the collective. And so I want to call on everybody, sons and daughters of these three communities, to come together and let us take our destiny into our own hands. Government alone cannot do everything for us. Sometimes we need to take our own initiatives, put together our meager resources, and see whatever project that we can undertake. On that note, I'm calling on everybody to contribute in our individual modest way in support of our community development.
Elias Sutanko reporting from BIMSI for Joy News.
Now, Member of Parliament for Sola Tuna Kalba, Andrew Chiwete, wants Ghanaians to stop tagging old men and women as wizards and witches, respectively. Speaking at the launch of Brifor Kota Mafo, a non-governmental organization, Mr. Chiwete asked for more education to help stop the practice. Correspondent Rafik Salam reports from Wichao.
The idea of the Brifor Kota Mafo was conceived by two sisters, Rosemary and Rubdana, who are of Brifor extraction and currently at the other side of the Atlantic. It is a non-governmental organization that exists to give a helping hand to humanity, focusing on the underprivileged Brifor people in the Upper West, Savannah, and Northern regions and cocoa-growing areas in the country. Its objective is to provide information, educational resources, counseling, proper cultural and family values, and above all, issues of widowhood and orphan care. Patron of the non-governmental organization, Reverend Emmanuel Kokudana, who launched it, further threw more light on its activities.
The vision bearers chose widows as a focal point because several studies have strongly shown that widowhood is a prerequisite for depression, and that depression also has a direct relationship to suicide. It has also been established that Africa has the highest rate of depression in the world, and that African widows have the highest prevalence of depression against any gender and race across the globe.
Member of Parliament for Sola Tuna Kalba, Andrew Chiwete, commended the initiators for the program and singled out the plight of widows, which he will want more focus to be on.
Once the person is a widow and the person is an old person, the person is tagged as a witch. And so I believe this project will be educating the public, let people know that old age is not supposed to be used to determine whether a person is a witch, the person is a wizard. But you see, it's mostly the women that we attack. And so that was why I was telling people that let's take good care of our families, let's take care of our children. If you have children who have good standing in the societies and you are old, no person would dare tag you as a witch. No one would dare tag my mom as a witch, because the person knows that if they dare, I will not take it kindly. Because my mom cannot bring forth to me, take care of me up to this level. A member of parliament, then you wake up and tell me my mom is a witch. No, I won't take it.
Another area which is much of concern is the high rate of domestic violence coupled with divorce in the Brifor communities. Though the Wawes District Chief Executive, Vare Dorothy, has no statistics to back her claim, she is hopeful that many lives will be transformed, which will lead to the proper development of their children.
They are going to be empowered. Both men and women are going to be empowered to be able to keep their marriages very well at home. Because a society without a man and a woman coming together, then it's no more a society. And so this program is going to ensure that after the women and then the men live here, marriages that were hanging in the skies will be brought down, meaning that there is going to be stronger unity, love, and peace in every marriage, in every home.
Reporting for J News, Rafik Salam, Wachao.
Away from that, the Rotary Club and the Anglican Church Ghana have equipped the eye clinic of the Whole Teaching Hospital with modern logistics to augment delivery at the facility. This brings to an end the use of ophthalmic trial cases and other basic equipment for diagnosis. The organizations also presented a mobile clinic van to the hospital to help extend healthcare to undeserved areas in the Volta region. There's more on the following report.
The Whole Teaching Hospital is the biggest health facility in the Volta region and serves as a referral facility. Hundreds visit the hospital for various healthcare needs, including eye care services. However, the hospital's eye clinic is not equipped enough to offer all services, hence clients are more often referred to other facilities. Isaac Boama is an optometrist at the facility.
We were doing most of the things manually. Yeah, for instance, refraction, we have to use the trial lenses in the trial case, and it wastes time. So those delicate ones, we have to refer outside. And then for auto refraction, before it is refined here.
Learning of the plight of lack of logistics, the Rotary Club and the Anglican Church procured and presented some equipment to the clinic. They included an optical coherence tomography, autorefractor, CT80 computerized odometer, phoropter, lensometer, and 2 units of slit lamp biomicroscope.
The time that patients spend at the hospital here, at the eye clinic, will be curtailed down. Because I've told you, for cases of OCT, we have to refer outside. And then the optometrist and then the ophthalmologist, if all of us are around, you see that most of them can have access to the slit lamp, provided we could get space.
In a related development, the Rotary Club, with support from the Anglican Church, procured a mobile van for the Whole Teaching Hospital. The 2022 Ford Transit van comes with 2 collapsible covered tents to be used as consulting space and a mini theater. The Bishop of Whole Anglican Diocese, Right Reverend Matthias Medadios Badahu, expressed excitement as an idea he birthed in 2003 has come to reality.
Today is a day I will never forget, because what has started as my long cherished dream and later on becoming a vision of the diocese is about to be commissioned to the glory of God.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Whole Teaching Hospital, Dr. John Tampori, appreciated the gesture by the organization.
I need to emphasize that in this country, not everybody believes in the germ disease. We also have the spiritual one as a cause of illness. So we are able to identify some of these people. We use the opportunity to educate the population, and we also use the opportunity to bring them for health attention. And I think this van and the equipment that I've given will actually come to support and improve on this progress and program.
The Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Yaolecha, identified the initiative as a leap towards achieving universal health coverage in the region.
So it's going to help in the training of health professionals at the hospital, and also going to help in the training of personnel of the Ghana Health Service who are working at the chief's compounds and so on. So apart from providing specialist services in the communities where there is none, instead of everybody coming here.
The project was done in partnership with the Rotary Club of Ho and the Rotary Club of Grand Manan Island in Canada.
And what we call the legwork. We are the primary contact and the vulnerable party to this project because we are accountable to the source of funding, and therefore we shall exhibit such commitment without any fear or favor. So anytime you see us here, the hospital, we are here to monitor the way you use the van. We need, in the next 10 years, we need to have the van in each state. So proper maintenance culture has to be exhibited.
Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News. Who?
That's all for the bulletin. For more, log on to www.myjoyonline.com. My name is Paa Kwasi Schandorf. The show continues with Benjamin Akagbo. Stay.